How do I come into contact with my higher self? We do need to mention one thing first. If we are ever not in contact with our higher self, we would be dead. It's that simple. So simply by being in a physical body, being alive, we are also in contact with our higher self. Second, we are our higher self or our soul. We are not the body. We've all heard this and we all know this, but I just need to say it first, and then I will mention what worked for myself, how I got in contact with my higher self. First, I trusted that I have a higher self. Then I trusted that I am my higher self. I am not my body and I am not my earth personality. There is nothing wrong with our body and our earth personality. We need these two things to experience physical earth. So never judge your body or your personality, what we call the ego. Never judge the ego. You cannot experience earth without an ego and without a body. So don't judge them. Simply say, I'm ready to connect with the real me. You can call it higher self, you can call it soul, you can call it God if you like. Most times I call it the universe. But whatever suits you is good. Whatever works for you is the right way. Another way to stay in touch with your higher self. Yes, listen to your inner being, meaning the ideas you get, the feelings you get, the inspirations you get. That is your higher self talking to you. Listen to that. You can name your higher self if you like. They really don't have names in our language. I mean names that we can mention in our language. You can call him a him or a her if you like, although our souls have both male and female energies. But if you want to call your higher self something, they don't mind. They really don't. Whatever makes it easy for you. There is a very good book that really helped me stay in touch with my higher self. It was channeled by a channel in California called Sanaya Roman. Roman like someone from Rome. And the book was called, or is called, Spiritual Growth is the title, and the subtitle is Being Your Higher Self. That really helped me connect with more of me. Just don't expect fireworks. Too many people expect fireworks, and because they don't happen, they think nothing happened. If you really want to connect with your higher self, that is all your higher self needs to hear. Your want. And it happens. Whatever you desire will come, will happen. As long as, of course, as you desire it for yourself. You can't say, I desire so-and-so to come and marry me. That's a different story altogether. If you have a desire to connect with your higher self, it will happen. It will happen. Don't waste time and energy looking for the right way. There simply is no right way. Your higher self wants to connect with you much more than you want to connect with them. Because if your higher self connects with you, they can express, soul can express consciously in one more reality. Keep this in mind. Your higher self is not doing you a favor by letting you connect with them. You are doing them a favor. Of course, I keep saying us and them simply because we are living in a world of duality. We always say me and my soul, but that is not the case. We are one, or you are your soul, we are our soul. But the game we're playing on earth, we are playing it through duality. We artificially separated ourselves from our soul to see what our we wanted to see, what am I going to do if I don't know who I am? This is how the duality game began. It had nothing to do with sin or punishment or anything like this. Souls live forever. And when you live forever, you start inventing new games. Because if you don't, you will get bored. So souls started wondering, what would I do if I did not know who I was? If I did not know I was God? If I did not know I was very powerful? If I did not know that nothing could ever happen to me? What would I do? And this is why we started the game of duality. And we needed an ego for this. Most people call it an earth personality, because we also have a soul personality. So do not blame the ego for anything. Do not make it wrong. Do not try and shut it up, or make it smaller, or make it insignificant. Simply enhance your connection with the real you, with what we call my soul. Just enhance your connection with your soul, and then, you know what? Let me explain another way I did it. I read a book. I really forgot who wrote the book. It was many years ago. And the author of the book was saying, imagine yourself in a car, a convertible with no roof. The ego is driving the car. You are in the passenger seat in the front, and your soul is in the back. Say to the ego, thank you for bringing me to this point. You did a very good job. But where we want to go now, there are no roads and no road signs. So how about you sit in the back seat and we'll let the soul drive now. But you are coming with us as well. I did that. I did it in a meditation style. And I have to say that since then, I have never had a problem with the ego. Never. And I simply imagine the soul in the front seat. Of course, I should also mention something else. My organized life simply collapsed. My money was gone. I came out of the system because soul doesn't worry about those things, meaning doesn't worry about the future. I always have money for today. I just don't have any for the future. But when I get to that future, there's still money there for that day. So that will happen if you really, really want to connect with the soul. If the soul takes over, the soul doesn't plan the future, because the soul knows nothing could ever go wrong. Nothing could ever happen to it. So be aware of this, that this could happen once you say, you know what, I want the soul to start driving. It is worth it. I must say it is a little bit scary, or at least it was for me in the beginning. This happened like 10 years ago, so it's not scary anymore. Now I know that whatever I need will be there, and it is there. So be aware that this might happen as well to many people. It might not happen to every person. What else? I think this is all I'm getting right now. But I would mention again, I know it's the third time I'm mentioning it, but I'm seeing with my clients, a lot of them have so much potential and they get stuck on the ego, on trying to make the ego bad, or They want to ask for something from the universe, and they keep saying, I don't know if it's my soul that wants this or my ego that wants this. It doesn't matter. Just ask the universe for what you want. And if it's meant to be, it will be. Sometimes it's not meant to be at that particular moment, but it'll come later. Again, if it's meant to be. Because you see, the issue, I don't want to say the problem, the issue with the soul is, or when we connect with the higher self always puts the lessons and the experiences first, and then the easy living. Because every time we ask for something from the universe, it's always something that will make our life easier, or what we think is happier. But the soul says, hey, I'm always happy. And my life is always easy. I want experiences. I want to see, what would I do if I don't have money for tomorrow? What would I do? Will I start panicking? Or will I go through it with grace and class? Nothing's right or wrong. The soul simply wants to see what it would do. So it took a physical body and came to a reality where survival is still the issue, so it could see. There's another thing. This is mostly for New Agers. I'm not trying to separate New Agers from myself. I'm also a New Ager. It's just that some of us really go overboard. I remember years ago in California, I had a client. She calls me and she says, in a very demanding way, tell Spirit that if they want me to work for them, they need to get me a house. I cannot work for Spirit if I do not have a house. And her higher self answered, you asked to work with us. You came to us. We did not come to you. So for those of us who want to work with the spirit world or the universe, by saying the universe, I'm separating Earth from the universe. This is not the case. It's just that Earth has fallen into a little vortex and has kind of separated herself from most of the universe. And this is why many times we say the universe. Now, if you would like to work with spirit or the universe, it's because you choose to do it. They don't owe you anything. So don't go down that path, because you will feel bitter, and then you will get angry, and you will feel like they owe you something. Everything is a choice. Nobody owes us anything. It's a choice. Always keep this in mind. Another way I always feel in contact with my higher self, I have difficulty meditating, so I don't really bother. It is very helpful. If you can meditate even 2 or 3 minutes a day, it really does help. But when I'm having my cup of coffee, that is the only thing that exists in the world. Just me and my cup of coffee. This is another form of meditation. It's another form of connecting to your higher self. Stay in quietness and enjoy what it is you really like doing. This is a connection. And don't find excuses like, I don't have time to write, I don't have time to paint, I don't even have time to enjoy my coffee. This is just you trying to be a victim in case somebody loves you. No, that's not going to happen. Nobody's going to love you, so stop it. And just take some time, be alone, and do what you enjoy. And at that moment, you are connecting to your higher self.